All right, so here's what we got for today. This is going to be Tuesday we were talking about beliefs and mindset and and how to bust through a lot of stuff that can be holding you back mentally. And today we're going to be talking about like the invisible wall. Like a lot of people spend a lot of time and energy really trying to make a difference for their business, trying to win clients and grow their business, and they work really, really hard to do it, but yet they don't see the success. They're not getting the clients. They're not getting the kinds of projects that they really want. And oftentimes they come to me and ask why that is, because it feels like they just they're trying to make their way forward, but they keep just running into this invisible wall. And so today we're going to be talking about what's really holding you back. And so I've got three different sections of the talk for today. The first thing we're going to talk about is 4 ways that people waste time looking for leads. And then after we go through that, we're going to go, well, why are they doing that? So why would people waste time looking for leads? And I'm going to give you 6 reasons that people are doing this. And you can see if any of that stuff kind of resonates with you, and you'll be able to discover some of these things that are holding you back. And then finally, I'm going to go through 5 steps to break through this and how you can bust that wall and actually find the clients that you want to work with at the prices you need to be charging in order to be able to do your best work. So this is going to be an awesome session. I'm really looking forward to diving into this stuff. And if during the course of this conversation here, you have some questions, go ahead and put those in the comments and I will try to respond to them. And then on top of that, if you want to talk more specifically about your own business and how these things might be applying to you, then I have made my calendar and schedule open and available so that you can talk to me specifically about this stuff. So if you head over to doublestack.net/call, you'll see my calendar and some times. You can pick one that works for you, and then we can hop on the phone and talk about these things. And specifically for your business, your clients, the type of people that you work with, the work that you do, the prices you charge, how you can start building recurring revenue for yourself. Those are all things that we can talk about. And I encourage you very strongly to check that out so that you can actually break through this wall and start making getting the success that you're looking for. So let's jump into it. So the number one problem that people come to me with, the number one thing that people say when we start talking about their business is, I can't find leads. I don't know where to get leads. Like I don't know where to start. I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do. And therefore I'm just kind of stuck. The only people I talk to, they only have really low budgets, whatever. It's not their ideal clients, or they have no clients at all. And so then what they do is they go into this situation where they start trying to find and uncover leads. And there's 4 big things that people tend to do that are just that they spend a lot of effort in, spend a lot of time on, but it's just a waste of time, and you can stop doing that. And the number one thing is social media. So people say, well, if I can just get on social media, like if I can get on Facebook and maybe run some Facebook ads, or if I can get on LinkedIn and start posting there, or Twitter or whatever, and then if I can connect to people on those social media platforms, then I'll find the clients that I'm looking for. And and so people spend a lot of time doing that, searching through groups and trying to connect with people and doing all of these things to try to make these leads, and it's just not worth the effort. I mean, you may, in fact, find a contact here and there that needs your help or whatever, but it's just not sustainable. It's not efficient. And my strong encouragement is to stop doing that, because it wastes so much time with so little reward, because oftentimes the contacts are just cold contacts. They don't know you from anybody else. And the relationship just gets started off in the wrong way. And so, and kind of along those lines, another thing that people do, so thing number 2 is blogging. People think that, well, if I could just start blogging, then, if I could do like a blog a day, or even just a couple blogs per week, or 1 blog a week, or whatever, at least if I could just get some kind of consistent pattern to my blogging, then, 6 months down the road, my post might be indexed by search engines, and then people will be searching for things, and then they'll find me, and then there we go. I've got leads coming in because I'm doing all this work. And that's so much work for such a long-term, really iffy payout. You never know if the keywords that you've picked for your blog posts are actually the ones your actual clients are searching for, which is one of the biggest problems that I see out there, because people tend to blog about the 5 things that you need to have a great website, or how to do SEO better, or reasons why your website's not working. Is that they blog about all the stuff that they know, which is entirely separate from what your clients would be thinking of when they're searching the internet. So like, for example, if you were trying to work with someone who runs a landscaping business, they're not going to be searching Google, what are the 5 ways to improve my SEO, and then find your blog post and then hire you. It's a very unlikely scenario, which is why blogging oftentimes is almost just a waste of time if you're in the business of trying to work with other local businesses to help them build their web presence. Whereas, they might need to be, blogging on their website. When you blog on yours to try to attract them, you're marketing in a place where your audience is not. And so that's not to say blogging doesn't work for any businesses. It's just to say that for WordPress consultants trying to find other clients in their local area, or even just, in niches that they're familiar with, blogging and trying to hope that organic searching is going to connect with your clients is misleading. And people spend so much time and energy on that for very, very little result. And so that's another thing that can be stopped. So the third thing that people do sometimes is, instead of, maybe blogging is kind of outdated now what we need to do is make videos. And so people will start making videos about the same types of things that they otherwise would have been blogging about. And it would be things like, the 5 best things to do to attract clients, and how to engage people with video, which is better now than just text or whatever. And so people will go out there and they'll start, making videos thinking that, their clients are going to be on YouTube or whatever, searching for the kinds of things that, how to do content marketing better or whatever, searching for those types of things on the, on YouTube or whatever. And the problem, again, is the same with the blogging, that people generally don't, your clients, the people that need websites, generally aren't looking on YouTube or anywhere else for videos about how to do social media marketing, or how to do content marketing, or how to do any of those other types of things. And so what that means is you're kind of just, you're throwing out bait where there are no fish. And so it tends to be a waste of time. And then the fourth thing that people do, which is kind of different from all the others, is a lot of times people will set up like a referral program. And they'll say, well, if you go to my website and you check out this referral program, and then you send clients my way, then I'll give you $100 or whatever for the lead. And of course, that's not a bad thing to do. I mean, it's a perfectly fine thing to do, especially for previous clients that have already really enjoyed working with you. But here's the thing: if you have a client that has previously enjoyed working with you, my experience is everyone will just make the referral and the recommendation for free. You don't have to give them $100. And so you can just, if like, for example, if, I've built, a bunch of websites for people around in my area. And when they go out and talk to people, hey, who say, who built your website? They just give me the referral for free. I don't have to pay them $100 because they like working with me. They enjoyed the process of getting their website. They're seeing the results they want. And so they willingly share the leads. And so that means you're just kind of giving away $100 for no reason, or whatever your referral plan is. And so then that begins to come to, so why is all of this happening? What can we do about it? So those are 4 big wastes of time and money in the sense of the referral program. And here's what the problem is. The problem actually is, it's almost never the case that people have a hard time finding leads. And so like we get on the phone and I walk them through like a 4-step process or whatever. And, we find, 10 or 15 leads just in the course of the conversation. And so the problem tends not to be actually where do you find the leads. The problem is that people don't feel comfortable making an offer. They don't feel comfortable connecting with the leads. And so that's where the real issue comes in. The problem is that people don't have an offer that they feel comfortable presenting. And that shows up in 6 ways. So there's 6 reasons why people aren't making offers. And one of them right off the bat is like they don't like it when people say no. They don't want to hear no. And they oftentimes have a belief in their mind that, if I make a presentation, if I suggest that they build a better website or whatever, there's a chance that they might say no, and I don't want to hear it. It's uncomfortable, so I'm not going to do it. And then on top of that, the second reason is, oftentimes people feel like, if they offer to help in some way, like by selling their services to like their friends or whatever, it's going to hurt the friendship. Because like, what if you offer, like, what if you have a friend that's a chiropractor and you go to the chiropractor and say, hey, let me help you with their website. And then they say no. And then now all of a sudden there's tension in the relationship because of the way that whole situation was handled. And people don't want to do that. People don't want to have the tension in the relationship. And they don't really know how to make that sort of a presentation without introducing the tension into the relationship. And so therefore they don't really go out there and connect in with the leads that they could be connecting with, because they don't want to hurt the friendship. And that sort of leads into the third reason, which is nobody wants to be that multi-level marketing person, right? So like, people, I mean, there's all kinds of like Amway or people selling clothes or jewelry or essential oils or, whatever it might be, where, like you have somebody above you, and then, if you start selling stuff, then great. But then what you really want to do is kind of get people kind of onboarded beneath you so that if they start selling stuff, you get a commission. You have this big thing. And so then you go out and you like talk to all of your friends and everybody that you know. And then, you just try to, run through your Rolodex of friendships or whatever, trying to sell them stuff that they probably don't even want anyway. And then when they begin to express a lack of interest in what you're selling, then you don't contact them anymore. And now everybody thinks that you're only friends because you wanted to sell them stuff. And that stinks. Everybody hates it, except for a few people that actually do it. But most people, most people here, if you're watching this, you probably hate that. And I do too. And you don't want to be that person. And so you just kind of avoid going out and reaching out to people maybe that you know, or your friends or whatever. Or anybody for that matter. You don't want to be the person that just shows up selling stuff. And so it feels uncomfortable. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to do it. And that is another part of the issue. So, and then reason number 4 of the 6 reasons why people don't make offers is, oftentimes they'll come up to somebody and they say, well, their website stinks, but they already have a website. So if I go over and say, hey, let me build you a website, they're just going to say, no, I already have a website. And so therefore I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to move on. And, that's not a good lead or whatever. Even though you're sitting there looking at the website, knowing that's not good, I could do better. There's stuff missing. There's stuff that they're doing wrong. You could help, but but they already have a website. So you feel like, yeah, what's the use? If I call, whatever, that's not going to make any difference because they're going to just tell me I already have what you're offering. Sorry. And so that's kind of the reason number 4 is because people feel like their offer doesn't really matter. The people already have what they're offering, and they're going to say no. And so then the 5th reason is that that you don't really have the confidence to charge the prices that you need to be able to show up and do your best work. And that's another really big one, because a lot of times people will say, well, if I'm going to just be charging like $800 or $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever the price range is that people are charging, then you're going to be like, oh, but I'm going to have to race through it and do the work so fast just so I can hop onto the next client. And it's I'm not really going to be able to do my best work, and they're probably not going to get the kind of results that they really need because I'm rushing and not able to do my best work, and you just don't really feel comfortable with it. And wouldn't it be so much better if, all those other 4 things that we talked about how people want, are trying to find leads, like on social media or blogging or making videos or just getting referrals. Wouldn't it be better if somebody would just come to me and tell me they want a website, and then I can just do it, and I'll give them what they want, and then I can, make it work like that, rather than having to just kind of, be the one initiating the offer, because I don't really have the confidence and the ability to do it. So that's a really big problem that a lot of people have, that, some people will even say, man, I know that it would take $3,000 to $5,000. And if somebody gave me that, I could really crush it. I could do so much awesome stuff. I could spend the time it takes to really invest and build, and everything that I know how to do, I would just do it as hard as I could and really get people the outcomes they're looking for. But I don't have the confidence to go out there and make an offer at that price. And so therefore they don't do it because it's too uncomfortable. And then the 6th and kind of like the final reason is kind of a culmination of all of those all of the first 5, which is you kind of in the back of your mind, you're feeling like overall the offer that you're presenting is a bad investment. And what I mean by a bad investment is that it's going to cost your client more to hire you to build the website than the revenue that they'll generate because they have the website. That's kind of one angle of the bad investment. And then there's the other angle, which is, okay, so maybe you can build the website for $1,200, but why can't they go on to Upwork or whatever, or find a cheaper developer, someone cheaper than you, and get the website for like half the price? And you're kind of thinking, well, maybe my website's going to look a little bit better. I'm going to be nice and answer the phone. Maybe we're kind of in the same time zone, but is that really worth 50% savings or whatever? It's like, can you double your price because you respond to email. I mean, a lot of people respond to emails. And so you're kind of thinking in the back of your mind, like, how do I justify the price? Like, what can I do to make the website really worth what I need to charge to really show up? And then you don't really have a clear concept on how that works. And so you feel like you're just offering this bad investment. And you don't want to do that to people you know and you like. And wouldn't it be better if people would just ask you to build the site, tell you what they can afford, and then you can decide whether or not you want to accept it or not? And then, of course, no one ever does that because that's what everyone's doing, and it doesn't really actually deliver the kind of results your client needs anyway. And so it all just falls apart because it just feels like a bad investment. And so those are reasons why people aren't making offers. So kind of to summarize where we are with what we've talked about so far, we've talked about these 4 ways that people really waste time searching for leads. And the real reason that they're doing that is because the second section is they don't really feel confident in their offers. It's not that they can't find the leads. Like I have almost every single time I talk to somebody, we're able to figure out where you can find like a dozen leads. It's not that you can't find the leads. It's that most people don't want to reach out to the leads because they don't have the confidence in their offer. And so now what we're going to talk about is the 5 things that you can do to fix this problem. So I'm going to give you like a 5-step process that you can walk through that will hopefully transform the way that you think about yourself and your business and give you the confidence to go out and actually reach out to the leads. And I think when you make that mental shift, you're going to find that there's a lot more leads than you really thought that there were. And it's the kind of thing that can really transform your business so that you start putting the energy and the effort into doing the stuff that actually makes a difference rather than the stuff that you can just say, oh, I did a lot of stuff today. Like say, for example, you're trying to get your business started and somebody shows up and they think, well, I did all this stuff today, man. I made a bunch of Facebook posts. I made a bunch of blog posts. I made some videos. I've got this referral program going on. I'm doing all these things out there. I'm keeping myself really busy, but I'm not seeing the leads. So what we're going to talk about right now is 5 quick things that you can do to break through that right now. So thing number 1 is you see that your client actually needs your help. And that's kind of the starting point of the whole thing. Because if you see someone in need of help, then isn't it nice to offer the help? And that's different from just trying to just push stuff that people don't actually need. And now, some people, some people kind of step over this as not an issue, but other people are out there really trying to sell services to people that already have the services or sell things that they don't already need or whatever. And so step number 1 is you actually see a client that needs your help. And then step number 2 is that you can deliver the results that your clients actually need. And that's a big difference because, just offering services doesn't necessarily deliver results. That's a big difference. So like, for example, the real art to running a successful business is figuring out how you can construct and organize your services in a way that deliver the results that your clients are actually looking for, not just leaving it at the service level, but taking it the next step and showing the actual business-oriented results that you can deliver. And that brings in step 3, which is without your help, your clients won't get the actual help they need. So without you being there to do this, without you having that kind of results-oriented mindset, then what's going to happen is your client's going to say, oh, I need a website. They'll find one of those low-budget developers or go onto Upwork or whatever, and then they end up actually spending money on bad investments. And so step 3 is you realize that if it wasn't for you, if you weren't there helping, then they would become like the victim of people selling these low-budget, non-effective, no-results websites. And so put into your mindset the fact that you're not just offering services, but you're actually helping your clients in a genuine way with the results-oriented mindset that you bring to the table. And so that brings up step number 4, which is structure your offer in a way so that you can get paid enough to show up fully committed. So for example, if you know that you need to spend 2 or 3 weeks doing the types of things that you need to do to build and establish the online presence for your clients, then structure your offer, like structure your pricing in a way that's going to enable you to show up for those 3 weeks and still feel comfortable that you're staying in business, that you're making the kind of money you need to be making so that you can actually be available to your client at that level. Because a lot of people undercut their own pricing. A lot of people will just say, it doesn't really matter what I need. My client's never going to pay more than X dollars, whatever, $800 or whatever. And so you just charge that low price because you're afraid your client's going to say no. And then it ends up being bad for everybody. It ends up being bad for you because you're not making the money that you need to actually stay in business. So you rush, you can't do your best work. You can't really be fully committed to helping. It's bad for your clients because now they're getting the product of you rushing, not being fully committed, and not doing your best work. And so, I talked to a bunch of people that even say, I could have done better, but I just didn't have the time. And, if they wanted better, they could have paid more. And so why offer something that's not going to deliver the kind of Oops, had a little blip there in the internet. All right, so that was step 4 of the step 5, and then step 5, and this is a really big one, and this is one of the ones that kind of does away with all of those 6 reasons people don't make offers to their clients. Step 5 is your intention. Like, what is your intention? Like, why are you doing this in the first place? Like, what are you even there for? And you need to have this intention of serving rather than selling. So what that means is, the person that you're talking to, your leads, your potential clients, they're people running businesses and having the same kinds of thoughts that you're having about your business, like how they can grow their business, how they can stay in business, how they can, get more calls or get more leads or get more customers or get more repeat customers. Like all the different kinds of questions that are circling around in your mind are also circling around in theirs, and they don't need someone coming to them and just selling them stuff. They need someone coming there willing to serve and to help and do it in a genuine way that really matters for what they're doing. And that means you have to have that intention in your mind. That's a really, really different intention than like the salesperson. And so when you have that shift, when you make that kind of a shift, the reason that this 5-step process is so effective is because all of the other things that we just talked about the ways that people waste time looking for leads, and the real reason that they're wasting the time doing things that don't involve connecting with people and making offers, and instead they do stuff that kind of spins the wheels but doesn't really go anywhere, is because they kind of have in their mind that selling and making money and all of these types of things are actually bad things, and it has to do with the fact that the concept of serving is not really in the front of people's minds, and instead it's the selling concept. But when you show up serving, then you're there to do your best work, to do what's in their best interest, and to use everything that you've got to get them the kinds of results that they need. And that's why that 5-step process that really will bust through that invisible wall holding you back is such an effective process. So there we go. So that's the 5 steps that you need to take. And if you do those types of things, it's virtually guaranteed to get you the kinds of results and the kinds of clients that you really want to be working with. And so now, and again, like we talked about in the beginning, if this kind of resonates with you and you feel like this is the kind of stuff that you want to be doing, but you're having trouble figuring it out, we can talk about that one-on-one for free at doublestack.net/call, doublestack.net/call. You'll see my calendar. You'll see some times. Go there, pick one that works for you, and then we can talk about this. We can talk about, like, what does that serving mentality really mean, and how do you shift out of having like service-oriented or having service-oriented marketing versus like results-oriented marketing. And what I mean by that is, like, are you out there selling websites and SEO and branding and content marketing and all the different kind of services that you can offer? Or are you out there, offering to serve people with the results and lead people to the results that you can deliver with those services? And that's a really big shift. It's a new thing. It's not something that a lot of people are doing. And it's the kind of thing, like, service-driven marketing used to work. That used to be the way everybody sold websites, is they said, I can do all of these awesome services online, and I can do them for you. Do you want them? People would say yes. And it used to be valuable. But today, there's so many more developers. There's Upwork. There's free do-it-yourself site builders. There's so many different ways that people can get these services for cheap. And that's why we were talking about the concept of the bad investment. Whatever your price is, why can't somebody just charge half that? Why can't your client pay half that for somebody else that's willing to do it for cheaper? And the reason that that's a big issue is because if all you're doing is offering the services, there's so many other people offering those services. And so if you want to make that shift into something that's going to be better than that and break you apart from that pack, then let me help you with doing that. Let me help you figure out how you can do that for your business and for your clients. So, so if that's the kind of thing that you want to do, head over to doublestack.net/call. We'll hop on the phone and we'll talk about that. It's 45 minutes. It's free. And if you want to continue and you want my help implementing the stuff that we talk about during that call, then we can talk about that. We'll see if it's a good fit for both of us. If so, awesome. If not, that's totally cool too. But the point is, if you feel like you're spinning your wheels and you're not getting anywhere, or you're just like cramming and smashing up against this invisible wall and you're not able to break through it and you don't know why, at least let's get on the phone for 45 minutes and explore what's going on, and we'll see if we can break through that for you right there on the call. So so awesome. So that's what I got for you guys today. And it's the 5-step process to bust through that invisible wall and actually spend your time doing the things that really matter. So so if that sounds good to you, we'll hop over onto a call at doublestack.net/call. And this is Thursday, so high five for the weekend. Boop. And we'll get back together again next week on Tuesday for another one of our training sessions. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, or if any of this stuff really resonated with you, give me a high five down in the comments, or list a comment or something like that, just so I know that you're here. So it's awesome to see people that show up and leave comments, because then I can tell who's watching stuff instead of just watching the number up at the top. So so awesome, guys. So that's what I got for today. And let me know if you have any questions about that, or if you feel like that kind of resonates with you. If you feel like you're spending time kind of spinning your wheels, jot down what it is that you're spinning your wheels doing, and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. So, all right, so that's all I got, and I will connect with you guys next week. High five for the weekend. Boop, and thanks for showing up.